Hey besties. Okay, so we are back with the Townies by Worlds makeover, and this time we're in Glimmerbrook, and I'm low-key a little late because I feel like I should have posted this before Halloween because it's like witchy and Halloween, but I guess not. We're just gonna do it after Halloween, and I guess it's still like fall, so it kind of works, but I really wanted to update the like sages. I'm pretty sure they're called sages, and we have like a lot of like fun stuff in like the life and death pack that I felt would work for them, so I really wanted to play around with that. And I definitely wanted to use one of the hairs for Morgan because I think that it would work really well for them. I wanted to either use the finger waves or like this like wavy pulled back hair, but I ended up using the other one that has like the little bit of hair in the face and it's like half blonde half pink. I really like that one, but there were a lot of really good options in the like pack. I think it did a really good job with hair specifically. I think that's probably like the best of like the cast. I do like the clothes too, but I think the hair is just like, there's really only a couple issues with it, but I think it's nothing that couldn't be fixed either by like a patch to it or like with CC creators like adjusting it a little bit, because there are some hairs that make their foreheads like astronomically large. And so yeah, no, I like it. I like the like CC versions of them where the forehead has been like taken down, but there are definitely some issues with like the hairs, but like they're nice. I think they're nice. And I was able to use a lot of the life and death stuff, especially for Morgan specifically. I use it for the Alpha too, but I definitely wanted to use it more so for Morgan because they're like, I think the balance one, Untamed, I think that's the one. Like the Sage of Untamed Magic. So I wanted them to have like a bit of like balance, like good and evil together. So there's like some lighter feeling outfits and there's some like darker feeling outfits. And I really wanted to give them that little like witch hat for their cold weather. And Elphaba, I really like her like made over face, and I'm glad that I did that because I don't really like her original face too much, but I definitely think that she looks kind of like her original face, and like you can definitely tell like who she is by looking at her. Like I kept her face shape the same. And I really wanted to sort of make it very like classical witch for her because she is named after like the character from Wicked, so that's like as classical witch as you can get. So I really wanted to give her like an actual witch hat because I think that that would really elevate it. And I really wanted to use this one, but I don't end up actually using this one. I end up using like the big purple one because I think it's just cooler looking, but also more like classical. But I really do love this witch hat, and I really wanted to like make it work, but like it just didn't feel right. And I really wanted to, again, like lean into like the classical witch themes. So I wanted sort of like a Wizard of Oz type feel. With, I think this dress kind of gives that like over the top sort of steampunk even vibes that I think work for that. I think it does kind of match. And I saw this dress and I knew I wanted to give it to her. And I was trying to find a balance between like black and purple, because I know purple's like her color, but like I'm pretty sure like she's like the evil magic sage. I cannot think of like the actual name for it. But like I feel like that just makes sense. Like black and purple are like a good color scheme for that. But I was really trying to find like the balance between the two, because I feel like in my previous versions of makeovers I always give her more purple. But there were a lot of like really good black swatches that like I just could not stop myself from using. So I think she's a little less purple this time, but I think that that works. Like I think that that's okay. And I think that's like one of the things that I have like the hardest time with. Like when I like headcanon, or like even in the actual canon, character like a sim has a color scheme, or like a color that I usually try to dress them almost exclusively in. Like I have a hard time to like break away from that. But like there's literally nobody like enforcing this color scheme aside from me. So I think I can like safely venture just like the slightest bit away, but I still tried to keep purple in almost every outfit. So I don't think I really like didn't do what I set out to do, basically. And for Simeon, I basically keep him the same because I like his vibe, you know. He's like the green witch of the crew, but I think he's like an elevated green witch. Like I don't really think that he's like a green witch in the way that I made like one of my November sim dump sims. He's like an actual like spellcaster green witch. And so yeah, I wanted to keep like a cozy sort of vibe for him, and I wanted to keep him in like greens and browns and tans, like all of the like earth tones, because I think that makes sense for like his character. And then we move on to the like amicable acolyte household. I really enjoy this household a lot. And one of my like legacy saves, like personal legacy saves, my like one of the children of like the next generation is actually dating her like great granddaughter, I think. And she looks like just like her. I'll see if I can like find a pic and like put it up because she like, you can definitely tell like the similarities are there. I usually just end up making them like married because I think that just like makes sense, you know, like they're both spellcasters, they are roommates. It just kind of makes sense, I think, for them. And also because I play with MCC, like they'll get married to like the most random people if I don't do that. So I take that upon myself to make that choice for them. And it usually ends up working out fine, I think. But I really try to keep Grace also kind of black and purple for whatever reason. But I think she looks really, really nice actually. And I wanted to change her hair, but I also didn't want to change her hair, but then I found this hair and it's so nice. And then Tomax, I keep Tomax relatively the same. I think he has a really chill vibe in like the way that I think Simeon has a really chill vibe. So I always keep him more like loose and flowy clothes, like a cardigan of some kind. And yeah, like I don't really have much to say about this household. I actually really do enjoy them and I see them quite frequently. And yeah, I always have fun like styling them, but like I don't know, like they're not like super interesting, I think, but like they're nice. I really like them. And the Charm family is the last household. There's only 3 households in Glimmerbrook, and I feel like I've complained enough about like small sim worlds and like the lack of sims in the worlds, but like I get it because they don't want to like fill up the entire worlds because there's only like 6 slots or so, just like Forgotten Hollow. But like I feel they could have had 4, you know. Give us like one other person to play around with, but they didn't. So, you know, and technically it's only 2 because like the sages aren't even like actually in the world for whatever reason. The Charm family, I definitely gave their face a bit of a makeover last year because their original face is like deeply unfortunate. I think this version of them is a lot better. It still looks like them, and I think it still gives the vibe that they wanted it to give, but better. I think I can say that. And yeah, I don't mind this family like this. I think everybody looks much better with like a couple little tweaks. And yeah, I like actually like making elder sims because I don't get to do that very often. Minerva's pretty dope, you know. I didn't want to change her hair, but like I have a whole thing where it's like I really want to like change them in some way for like this like big official makeover this year. And so I kept her very like old woman chic, I think, but like a little bit better than like my, I guess like my typical old woman makeover. Just because I feel like she cares like just a little bit more, but like in a witchy way. And then onto Gemma. I definitely like this version of her better too. And I really didn't like this hair. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't know. It's something about like the curly wavy texture in the front that makes it kind of look bald. So I really wanted to change that like immediately. But like I like her a lot actually, and I always forget that she's a teen. But she is in fact a teen, and I don't know, I like her a lot in this makeover. I think it definitely convinced me to care about her a little bit more. And I wanted to make her very like, I don't know if I'm using jewel toned correctly. I feel like I'm not, but like I initially had wanted to do that, but then I sort of settled on like earth tones, kind of, a little bit. I made her very orange and brown, and I like that. I think it definitely like complements her very well. And I also chose like a orangey, yellowy, gold color for like her witch necklace. So I kind of go with basically whatever color I choose for like the necklace for their like color scheme. And I've been trying to like mix in a bit more like actual pack stuff, like actual like game stuff alongside my like custom content lately, and I've been enjoying that. I think it's actually pretty cool because there's so many things that like I've never used before, not necessarily because they're like bad, but because I always have like tons of CC options, so I never have to use them. So I've really been trying to fix that. And then Daryl, I think Daryl definitely got like the best glow up because initially him and Minerva looking like, I think they're like the most cooked in terms of like looks originally, but I definitely think that the makeover versions of them are like so much better, like so much better. And I try to keep them very like not really alternative. I feel like alternative is like the wrong word for that, but like alternative adjacent. I think that's a better way to phrase it. And Amelia, I never really care about her. Low-key, every time I like start a save, she ends up like leaving Daryl and like going and marrying somebody else. And I think that's like so depressing because clearly there must be like an issue. But like it's happened in like so many of my saves. Like it's one thing to happen once, but like so many times, like clearly there must be an issue there. Like I just don't know, but I've never played with this family. So I don't know if there's supposed to be something wrong with their marriage or like partnership or whatever. But yeah, it happens like every time. Usually like after she has like her first kid, she ends up leaving and then marrying somebody else. And I tried to keep her in terms of styling sort of retro because I think that was oh my god. Because I think that was very fun, and I think it sort of worked with like her face. I don't know, something about her face sort of screams like 50s to me a little. And I tried to keep her very like bluey green to match her eyes and her necklace, and I think that it actually looks really, really nice on her actually. Especially I think my favorite is her like everyday wear. I think it's like really, really pretty. And these screenshots, I think it's like a really pretty world, Glimmerbrook. It could have used a little bit more love. Them and like Forgotten Hollow, I think. Like it's really pretty, but it definitely needed a little bit more, I think. But I do love Elphaba. Like, I love that like witchy hat. I think it really suits her. And I took a few too many screenshots of it. I just think it's so cute. It's very like whimsical. But let me know what you guys think. I'll definitely have these Sims up on Patreon at some point. As long as SimFileshare like cooperates with me, because sometimes it like really doesn't, so that sort of makes it take a lot longer to like have them up. But let me know what you guys think. I think Elphaba's personally my favorite, but I think I'm a little biased.